Hey guys, how are you today, and welcome to another episode of F1 2010 Career Mode. Today we are at Spa for the 13th race in the 2010 calendar. So now let's go to Belgium, Spa, for the 2010 Belgium Grand Prix. Coming round now to start our first lap in Q1, and as you can see we're in full wet conditions here today in Belgium. Classic weather, of course, for the Belgian Grand Prix. It tends to rain there. We're going round with our source hairpin, turn 1, quite nicely. Of course, we don't really know how we're going to do in the rain. Of course, you know, in practice it wasn't raining, so that's not going to really help. We're going to have to really see how it goes. As we go up the route, so we're going to have the balls to go flat. No, not sadly. In the dry you can go flat, but in the wet it's just not to be. And now heading down the Kemmel Straight. Let's see how close to 200 miles an hour we can get before we have to brake. It's going to be hard in the rain. And we have a car behind us, but I couldn't quite capture who it was. 190 miles an hour. Brake into the right and then left-hander. Going quite well. We have gone past sector 1 through already. Now another right-hander. At least we're not crashing or anything, so that's a good start by our standards. Now coming down for a hairpin, fantastic overtaking opportunity in reverse. We go a bit wide. So we come back, hit the apex. We go very wide there into the gravel, but we're not going to let that slow us down too much, and we're just going to keep going, keep fighting. I don't have to do another lap in case the conditions worsen later on in the session. Now coming on through, is this the no-name corner? And one of these corners doesn't have a name, but I don't know which one it is. But this is an awesome corner to do, a fast corner. And now for another quite quick right, and then very soon left corner towards the end of sector 2. We are now coming towards, you can see on that there, the end of sector 2, start sector 3 split. We'll have to see how we're doing in comparison to the fastest people in the session. And we're now coming on to the final sector, the Belgian Grand Prix circuit, the Spa circuit. Probably one of the fastest sectors you can have on the calendar, with some really fast corners coming now. Really fast, we're doing it over 185 miles an hour, left-hander. We brake a little bit in the rain, but in the dry you wouldn't have to. And now we've got to focus on the bus stop chicane. Quick right and left, very easy, mess up, go a bit wide, but we do okay. And we're going to come home now to get a 1 minute, what's it going to be, 59.1. Okay guys, that's put us in P7 at the end of Q1, meaning that we've got into Q2 most importantly, and we've clearly got good pace. Yes, we are 2 seconds behind the fastest guy there, Mark Webber, but we are pretty good. And obviously we were miles ahead of our teammate De Grassi and drivers like Shanduk the Beast and the Lotuses and the other HRT, of course. So yeah, we can be pretty happy with that. And I guess now we have to really start thinking about going into Q2. Here we are, about to start our fastest lap in Q2. Funny how this only went to be 5 minutes after the end of Q1. But now there's no sign of the rain. We're on our option tyres, the fastest dry tyres. So now we can really push, because I think I've got a dry setup rather than a wet setup. So this is where hopefully we can have some really good pace. Although I don't expect to get out of Q2 to be honest. But going up E-Rouge, really nice and flat, and now down the Kemmel Straight, we're going so much faster than we did in the wet, of course. We're going to hit somewhere very close to 200 miles an hour coming down the straight, at least 195. And now we're going to brake there, 100 meter board, turn right in, hit the apex, and left, hit the apex again, hit, we missed the exit apex, never mind, we go a little bit wide there, but not as wide as we did in Q1. We seem to be struggling on that corner a little bit now, down to the hairpin where I said before, an overtaking opportunity come race day. And now I think actually this is the no-name corner, isn't it? I don't know, but we go very wide at that corner, whatever it's called. Whether it's got a name or not now, I think fast left-hander coming up, that's one of my favourite corners on the circuit. As soon as I like every single corner on the circuit, it's a pleasure to drive. It's beautiful, this track, it really is. I don't mean to sound strange or anything, but it's beautiful. And now that right and left hander going towards the end of sector 2, we haven't made any huge mistakes apart from the tiny one in the middle sector, so we can be fairly happy with our lap so far. Been pretty decent coming now to the end of sector 2 going to sector 3, and this is obviously the fastest part, and we can do it even faster in the dry, of course. It's going to be really hold on to a helmet kind of time. Of course, back in the day when the drivers would have to really care about G-forces and lean side to side, but we go through there flat at 190 miles an hour. Now coming down to brake for the bus stop chicane. Let's not mess this up, we go a bit too wide. which is going to compromise the entry and exit going onto the start finish straight, but we're going to get a 1 minute 52.
Good result, well done.
As you can see, our Q2 laps left us in P13, not a bad result overall, we can be pretty happy with that, even though we didn't get into Q3. But now, let's go to the Belgium Grand Prix. Here we are on the grid. Mark Webber taking pole position ahead of Vettel. Petrov arrival just one place ahead of us himself in P13, and there's our teammate in P23. Lights are coming on here in Belgium. Our rival Vitaly Petrov beside us. As they come on, what are we going to do? Are we going to score points and beat him? And they're coming on, here we go. A good start, hardly any wheel spin at all. And we get pretty close to Petrov there. We can go up the inside and we're going to lose some place here. We have to break early, we got a bit boxed in. We're forced to the outside. But I think we have a decent start. We've held our P13. Petrov has gained some of those. We're going to have to catch him up a bit going up there. And look at that. Who is that? Barrichello overtakes up on the entry to overage. A really brave overtake by the AI there. Didn't expect to see that. I was maybe left a bit stranded there, like a sitting duck. And now we've got Hulkenberg and Javi Williams, our fellow rookie driver, coming trying to overtake us. So we're going to be able to outbrake him here. And we're actually able to slip upside inside Ruben Barrichello, and he does hit us sort of on the exit, but it's okay in the end. And Bremi's got past him, but now we can focus on Liuzzi and Force India ahead of us. We go very wide there, and the cars will go up our inside a bit, but we're able to cover it off, thankfully. And we can stick to trying to get past this Force India, Liuzzi. And he is actually going very defensive here. Is this Puon? I'm not too sure about the corner name. We're going around the outside. And what a fantastic overtake there. That, I have to be pretty happy with that. And now we can focus on Petrov, Vitaly Petrov, our rival for the rest of the season, I believe. I don't know how it works in this game. But we can focus on for the rest of the race now. We go very wide there into the gravel. But it's going to be okay. We didn't lose any position. That has to be important. And we didn't lose too much time. Especially on the first lap where the AI are very slow. We get a fantastic run out that corner and protect the Prix. Chasing Vitaly Petrov. We know they can be pretty slow in the sector, but as I said, that Liuzzi comes flying past us and knocks us a bit wide there. Not really expecting that. The AI is pretty aggressive in this game, as we know. So we have to be pretty happy. We dive up the inside and we actually get past Petrov as well, but he keeps in there fighting. And we're forced there around the outside, but we're able to get a better exit. And we're able to dispose of Vitaly Petrov there. As we head on to lap 2 of the 2010 Belgian Grand Prix. He does have a look up the inside, but I don't think he's going to be able to make a move. It's a bit too tight there, as Felipe Massa said in 2008. Muro kicks happened there. But I'm hoping I can prove it wrong, but never mind. Now going to be chasing the Mercedes driver, Nico Rosberg, through sector 1. I don't know whether we're going to have a straight line speed. Of course, Petrov will probably be able to overtake us. Coming down the chemistry, he's definitely going to challenge us with a point. You can see the proximity arrow there. Getting close and close, he's now on our inside. I'm hoping we'll be able to outbrake him. Yes, we are able to outbrake him. Nice job by me there. And we now can get even closer to Rosberg ahead of us, especially through sector 2 and sector 3. He's really going a bit defensive there, which means he loses a lot of time through the tap-in, which is obviously fantastic news for us. We have to be delighted with that. And we can continue chasing him now through the rest of the lap. And he's going defensive here as well. They go defensive way too early on this game. We're not going to be able to get around the outside there like we did another drive on the previous lap. I think that would be a bit too ambitious, but we can be pretty happy with our performance so far. We're going to dive up the inside there of Nico Rosberg. Get into P10, of course, the first at the point paying position. But he does challenge us a bit there, going around the outside, but we're covering him off as we expected. And now we've got Robert Kubica in the other Renault ahead of us, one of the fastest of the Renault drivers on this game. It would be great if we can beat him, but if I'm honest, I think the P10 Nico Rosberg is right behind us. We're going to cut. Make sure he doesn't get to scrub our inside there this time like he did on the previous lap. Like Liuzzi did on the previous lap, sorry. And now coming down to the bus stop chicane, we're actually going to dive up the inside of Kubica. We go so wide then, able to come back there. And I don't know, it looks like Rosberg's been able to get past him. I'm really happy. Now moving on to lap 4, and you can see Massa has just come out the pit lane ahead of us. Of course we're not racing him today, so I'm not too bothered about that, but it'd be nice to see if we can race him while he's here. You might as well race him in front of you, because that's F1 for you, isn't it? So he is of course going to be on now quite cold still prime tyres with less grip, but we're on now quite old options, quite worn out now, so it's going to be an interesting battle here. And we're actually going to make a bit of a dive bomb up into this turn 4, a massive six with it around the outside, pretty impressive on cold tyres. And he again six there, they're going wheel to wheel pretty much into the hairpin. And he is still just about leverage wing there on the outside. But I think we've been able to squeeze him out just about. And actually overtake the Ferrari of Felipe Massa, which is pretty impressive. Now let's move on. Now at the end of lap 5, this is our in lap. Of course we are running a P2 at the moment, but that doesn't mean anything because we haven't pitted yet. So we're going to fall down quite a bit now. So let's now get to the speed limiter, and have a good pit stop and see how many points we can fight for, if any. Here we are, boys, come on. Tyres off, tyres on, let's go, come on. 5.5 seconds, that's bleeding awful. And we actually come out in P11 to have lost our points, and Petrov has got ahead of us. Brand new Sam actually got Bruno Senna attacking us here up in the Rouge, but I'm more interested in Petrov ahead of us. But we actually get quite a bad run onto the straight, and Senna tries to put his nose there, but he didn't quite have enough room. There wasn't much space on that side, he had to go to the other side. And he actually now comes back at us yet again, but we're able to outbrake him. Didn't expect so much from the attack from the HRT, but never mind. And we can now try and hopefully focus on Petrov ahead of us. Because he's of course our rival. I don't know how this game works exactly. If we beat him over the rest of the season, if we get that car next season, that would be awesome. I reckon I could win a championship in that car, but I don't know how it works. Maybe someone who's played the game properly can tell me in the comments or something. But I don't care, I want the points anyway to impress other teams too. So let's aim now to get past Petrov and any cars ahead of him, if possible. So we've only got a few laps left, we've only got about 3.5 laps left. But we have caught right up to Petrov now at the start of Sector 3. We're going to do our best to get a fantastic run on him now going through Sector 3 and these fast corners coming up. And we know the AI can be very slow through here. What are we going to do about this though? Because he's going to brake very soon while we're just not. He brakes it and we're going to be able to go around the outside, Max Verstappen style, and get past Petrov and get back into the point. P10 will be enough for a single point, which is only fine. We go a bit wide there, but I don't think Petrov's going to challenge us here. And we have to be really happy that we got a point back. And there's some cars in the pit lane to actually, we are more like in P7, providing we don't mess this corner up too much. So P7, that would be 6 points to take home with us. But now actually on lap 8 we've got up to P6 because someone else has pitted, meaning we'll have 8 points if we finish in this position. But Petrov is coming back at us up the inside down the Kendall Straight, and he actually then stops us from going round the outside by outbraking him. And we have a bit of a collision there, but no damage done. And we're actually going to have to race to beat our rival and get a couple of extra points. He is very defensive into heaven to try to go around the outside, but we just don't have the grip to really make that go well. So we're going to have to stick behind Petrov now, and we're going to get a fantastic run on him. We actually have a bit more of a collision, kind of brake check us there. Hamilton and Vettel style from 2017 Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And I think now we've got our P6, and because of that little collision, we've got some breathing space between us and Vitaly Petrov. So 8 points should be in the bag, providing we don't crash or anything. And that would be good in terms of our rival, good in terms of the championship, and good in terms of impressing other teams. Now here we are at the end of lap line, final lap of the race. Sebastian Vettel has won the Grand Prix. It looks like we're pretty safe in P6. Kubica's got past his teammate Petrov, but we don't care, as we're going to come around and bust up chicane to come home here at the Belgian Grand Prix in P6, get a beautiful 8 points. P6 baby, great racing there, some great real wheel action. A fast lap was on the final lap actually, interesting. So there you go guys, we finished in P6, quite a long way behind the race winner Sebastian Vettel. You can see there Massa in P2 who were racing earlier, Hamilton in P3. Maybe we cost Massa the race because he must have lost quite a bit of time battling us and behind us. Mercedes drivers did well, as did Renault drivers, while Alonso had a poor race, as did Jenson Button. And Lotus Yonder Trulli came home there in P15, and the Beast did pretty well to come home in P18, and Webber only in P19. Bad for his championship chances, that's for sure. And yeah, look at that. Alguersuari only coming home in last. And there we are, P11 in the standings. We're 16 points behind our rival Petrov, only a few points behind Kubitus and P10. I think we can be pretty content. At the top, Vettel has extended his lead to Mark Webber. He's now quite a long way ahead after Webber's very poor race. Alonso is somewhere there too. And maybe Hamilton's coming into the mix as well. So yeah, I think we can be pretty happy after that Belgian Grand Prix. Things are going pretty well for us. And I guess we have to be excited now to see if we can get into the top 10 in the championship. I think that has to be the aim, doesn't it? And there you go. Of course, our teammate there in his usual position of P24. Going on to the constructors, we're there in P6 still. We're not going to get any higher than that this season. It's about depending on Williams. Renault there are a long way ahead of us, 60 points ahead of us in P5. And as for you're going to see, probably in the second, Red Bull are leading by a huge amount now over. And there you have it. That was the Belgian Grand Prix. Certainly a better episode than the Hungarian Grand Prix, where my recording system went a bit pear-shaped. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Some good Will to Will action. I hope you enjoyed it too. And please join me, I guess, sometime next week on Thursday at Monza for the Italian Grand Prix.